Okay, folks, well, as you can see, first off, blaze orange camouflage hat. It's not just for style. It's hunting season. Today's date is the 8th of November, and it's in the middle of deer season in Manitoba. Now, this woodlot is no hunting. This is municipal property. I come in here, there's a whole bunch of tracks. I can show you later. Tracks of quads coming in and playing, and there's got a little obstacle course here that they have a good time with. Today, where am I at? Well, if you recall, we checked out my survival kit for the winter, right? Okay, that's fine. I thought we'd go a little bit further than that. Now, I'm going to show you basically what I have in my vehicle with winter coming on. Today's a beautiful day. It's like 19 degrees centigrade, which is phenomenal. I love it. Not so much poison ivy and everything else, so things are going well in that direction. So, and then we're going to open up the car and explain what I've got in it and why. And then, by then I just know it's going to be time for a coffee or chocolate or something. Okay, passenger's front seat. Okay, now, right off the bat, okay, safety vest, gloves, yeah. Now the safety vest, in my trip south, I've been part of an emergency response team down there that we were guiding emergency services to people out in the desert who needed help. We had to have a vest, an orange light, which we'll get to see later. Okay, as we move around, first off, it's a Jeep. Okay, we can't have it spotless. Okay, this is just for charging my computer off the battery pack. Okay, here, one of the ladies, neighbors, made up some masks for the current situation we have now. Okay, we'll ignore the glasses case. Water, sanitizer, scraper. Okay, we have icy weather coming, so there we go. Okay, now up in the dash, on this side is an amateur radio. It's a dual band, UHF, VHF, 50 watts, and on the other side of it is a GPS sticking up there. Now, if you notice a little red souvenir, I'm going to call it there. And I'm going to leave it at the angle it is. That means a lot to me. That was presented to me by my American neighbors and friends when I was down in the desert in California. Okay? It was nice to be appreciated as a veteran. Okay, so now we back out, and of course I don't want to trip and fall, and we can close this door for now. There you can really see the suction cup. Okay, we move over here. Let's start over that side there, shall we? On top, sleeping bag, and it's good for we'll say 5 degrees, 0 centigrade maybe. Underneath it, remember the survival kit that I was working on and we checked out in my home, and I published that one, put it up. Now, a 2-person CAA survival kit. It's oldish. It's been around. Okay. Beyond it, we see my camouflage bag where I've got the makings for coffee, soup, and all that stuff for when I go hunting and fishing. On the floor, okay, you can see the blue. That's on my Hawk, the guard. I also have a carpenter's hatchet there and a steel folding shovel, just because. Now the orange cable or red cable, call it what you want, that goes from the power in the back. Okay, now one other last thing. Okay, the cable hanging there is to go on the roof to a mag mount orange beacon light. And there's also a charge cable for my cell phone. And a rescue mask with gloves, okay? That was part of my kit that I took with me. Okay, we can close this door. And yeah, see, you can see the trail there. Okay, you can see where they've been churning it up and having a blast. Okay, in the back, simple really. It's a plastic, aka 50 caliber ammunition box, but in plastic, and it's a toolkit. Okay, here I think a shovel is self-explanatory. This one is for shoveling snow, the other one will actually shovel dirt, and of course the brush with scraper on it. Okay, now you can see the clear hose, and down here at the back of it, okay, I'll move the camera instead of zooming. That's the valve, that's a siphon to siphon fuel from my gas cans when I sit them on top of my spare tire into my gas tank. Power cord, the black and the red cable, it's wired. I'm ready to put an electric winch on the front of my boat trailer instead of having to hand crank it. So there you go with that one. Okay, we can close that lest we forget. Okay, we move around the side. Yes. Now, here is the orange beacon. It's not a 50-cent one or a dollar one or anything like that. Okay? It's the same one used commercially. I tried the inexpensive ones and they did not work. Okay, underneath that, another toolbox. It's got sockets, open ends, double open and box ends. Down here is a first aid kit. It's a soft case. Underneath that, right here is a folding triangle. Okay, so this is what goes in the car. And of course, we need to have a walking stick just because. So that's ready for winter, almost. Now, last item right here is an antenna mount, okay? For an amateur radio, in this case a CB radio, antenna is wired. The wiring is in the car, the radio is not in the car. They're not in the car because I'm not prepared to go on any trips. The radio mounts to the passenger's seat bracket mount, and that's how I do it. And that way I can monitor the CB19 in the desert, 12, whatever frequencies. People can get me that way, and I've had truckers hail me on the highway. Okay, now that's it, this part. I'm going to pause here. I got a pair of boots that's going in the car because these ones are fine for running around, driving, visiting, and as long as you're moving and you don't have a long way to go because the traction on the soles is not great. So I'm going to be putting in a pair of heavyweight winter boots. Next thing to a mucklucks as far as warmth, and a pair of wool socks in the Jeep as well. I think with that, we should have her settled for the winter. Now I'm praying I won't need to use them. Just like the toe strap, just like the shovel, the saw, hatchet, hawk. Yeah, I'll probably be coming out and putting them to use. I think now the poison ivy season is sort of gone from the wayside. I'll try and get out here, and I know I might not be able to drive where I want to go. I can walk a ways anyway and carry a little stool or something to sit on. This boulder just happens to be perfect for me with that little pad. So there you go. I'm looking forward to getting together with you soon. Okay, that's it. I'm going to take my coffee, my pad, my camera, and motor on home before it gets dark, because I feel a real urge for supper coming on. All the best. Keep good care of yourselves. We've got neighbors around here that have passed away with this virus. Some are in the hospital, and we don't need that. So you take good care of yourself. So the last thing that any of us want to do is hear of someone, a fellow YouTuber or a family member, succumbing to this dreaded disease. Enough of the doom and gloom. Have a cup, hot or cold, tea or coffee, hot chocolate, even the dreaded Coca-Cola would be fine. Take care. God bless. Ted's Clear.